7:00 a.m. And I'm standing in my kitchen watching through the window as this absolute maniac of an HOA president, yeah, the same one who's been terrorizing us for months, slips a key right into my front door, and the lock actually turns. You ever see someone so sure they own the world that you want to laugh and throw up at the same time? That's Kelly Phillips, folks. She's breaking into my house like she's opening a can of soda. Except my wife's somewhere inside. And all I can think is if she gets hurt, there's going to be more than a nasty letter in the mailbox, you know what I mean? But just then, bam, Tracy steps out from the bedroom hallway holding something that stops Kelly dead in her tracks, like she just walked into an electric fence. And honestly, I had no idea my wife had it in her. You ever had your HOA president try to break into your house? Drop your wildest neighbor from hell story in the comments. I'll wait. Let me back up a second, because trust me, you got to hear how this circus started. 6 months ago, Tracy and I, named Justin and Tracy Roberts, thought we'd found paradise in Oakwood Heights. Cute houses, perfect lawns, one of those neighborhoods where your biggest concern is whether your grass is the right shade of green. Yeah, right. Because what we didn't know was that next door lived a woman who thought being HOA president made her queen of the continental U.S. The first time we met Kelly, she was all smiles. Sugary, sweet arms loaded with a stack of HOA rules thick enough to knock out a horse. We maintain the highest property values through consistent community standards, she said, and I, like a fool, actually thought that sounded reasonable. 3 days in first violation notice, our mailbox was apparently 2 inches off the approved angle. I mean, who measures mailbox angles for a living? I fixed it thinking, sure, keep the peace, right? 1 week later, another notice. This time our garbage can hit the curb 12 hours early. Not 12 days, not 12 minutes, 12 hours. Apparently that's a 4-alarm community crisis. So I started thinking maybe Kelly was just a detail freak, like, oh, she probably alphabetizes her canned goods. But now, watching her outside my door, cycling through a ring of 100 keys, each tagged with an address, I realize this isn't her first rodeo. This is a lifestyle. Tracy comes up next to me at the window. Is she really trying to break in? She whispers. And it's not fear in her voice, it's focus. Like she's making a checklist. Call the police, I say. But Tracy, she's a paralegal, works mostly with contracts, but suddenly she's jotting down times descriptions, every detail, handwriting flying across the page. Meanwhile, Kelly's trying key after key, then starts taking pictures of our mailbox, our driveway, every inch of our porch, as if she's building some criminal file on us. Finally, I've had enough. I head outside, voice loud enough to wake the whole neighborhood. Excuse me, Kelly, what exactly are you doing? She spins around, caught in the act, but not embarrassed at all. Emergency inspection protocol, she says, flashing that key ring like a badge. I need to verify interior compliance. I look around, what violations? She's got a clipboard with every little thing, paint color, driveway, position, shrub height, stuff no sane person would ever notice, and she's listing it like we're running a meth lab. Kelly, you have zero right to come inside my house, and you sure as hell can't try breaking in with that key ring, I say. But the way she stands there confident, I almost start to doubt myself. Do HOA presidents really get emergency powers? That's when Tracy joins us, and let me tell you, she turns the temperature down 10 degrees just by standing there. Hi, Kelly. She says, sweet as pie but sharp as broken glass. Show me the documentation for that authority just for my records. Kelly's confidence wobbles, then snaps back. Board authorization is internal documentation. Homeowners aren't entitled to review it. Tracy starts recording on her phone. Actually, state housing law requires you to make any claimed authority available to homeowners. Kelly sputters, then storms off, leaving us a fancy notice demanding compliance in 48 hours. That night, lying in bed, I can't stop thinking about Kelly's key ring, about Tracy's legal judo. At 11, they're scratching at our front door. Yeah, she's back this time with actual lock-picking tools. She's not just trying keys, she's working the lock like a pro. I wake Tracy. She's up instantly. Call the police and record everything she says. The dispatcher is skeptical. Sir, are you sure it's not a family member? Lady, my relatives don't carry lock-picking kits. By the time the cops show, Kelly's gone. Tracy isn't shaken, though. She's methodical, checking the lock, making notes, planning for security cameras. Tracy, it's a mailbox dispute, not a home invasion. She just looks at me. Justin, this is felony breaking and entering. Next morning, we're changing locks. Kelly returns dragging a locksmith behind her, spouting emergency structural assessment. The locksmith's nervous. Ma'am, she's paying me to change your locks, says it's for safety compliance. Tracy, all 5'6" of righteous fury, says if you touch that lock, you're participating in criminal property destruction. I'm recording this. The locksmith packs up immediately. I ain't getting arrested for no HOA drama. Kelly hisses. You can't interfere with official community business. Tracy, show us the documentation, the insurance, the board minutes, anything. Kelly can't. And it becomes obvious this isn't about property at all. There's something personal here. Then the plot thickens. A cop car pulls up. Officer Parker. He looks exhausted, like he's been living this nightmare too. Mrs. Phillips, we've talked about this. He sighs. Wait, Phillips. Turns out Kelly is married to the responding officer. Kelly's using her marriage to a cop to intimidate people, but today, even he's had enough. Ma'am, you have no authority to enter private property or change locks. Kelly loses it. Parker's stuck between law and loyalty. She's my wife, he says. But she has no authority. Tracy presses him. How many times has your wife done this? And he's clearly sick of covering for her. Back inside, I finally ask Tracy, how do you know so much about all this? She gives me a look like she's got secrets of her own. She's been digging into Kelly's past. Turns out Kelly moved here with a new name, bought her house in cash. No digital trail. It's like she didn't exist before. Next thing you know, I get a threatening text. Your safety inspection destroyed my family. Now I'm going to destroy yours. Tracy's face goes pale. She recognizes something I don't. Suddenly it's 3 a.m., and the sound of power tools out front jolts us awake. Kelly's back this time with a full crew and a locksmith working on our front door. Tracy's calm. She's got her laptop, her files ready to gather evidence. We confront Kelly. She tries to claim community safety compliance. Tracy calls her out, legal authority blazing. The locksmith bails. Kelly sneers. You think you can run from your past? Some families never recover from vindictive enforcement. And then it hits me. She knows about my work as a city safety inspector and her brother Tommy Patterson, who died in prison after I reported his unsafe sites. Officer Parker arrives again. This time he's done covering. Kelly, step away, he says, hand on his cuffs. She snaps, screaming about justice for her brother, and finally Parker arrests her right there in front of the neighbors. Tracy's recording everything. Turns out Kelly's not just the HOA queen, she's Tommy's sister, using her new identity to wage personal revenge. After Kelly's arrest, I think we're done. But the next morning, news breaks. Someone's released audio recordings of me threatening Tommy. Makes me sound like a vindictive monster. My phone explodes. Media City officials, everyone thinks I'm corrupt. Even Tracy looks at me sideways. Did you ever threaten Tommy? She asks. I swear I didn't. The voice is mine, but the conversation never happened. Tracy gets busy, calls and favors, digs into the audio. Turns out it's a deep fake manufactured by Kelly's crew, cut together from public speeches, phone calls, any audio they could scrape. Tracy's not just a paralegal, she's a federal investigator assigned to protect me because honest inspectors like me keep ending up on revenge hit lists. Our marriage started as an assignment, but she fell in love for real. Now she's built the case that finally takes Kelly's whole network down. 6 months later, I'm in the White House Rose Garden getting a medal from the president for public integrity. Tracy's beside me, no more secrets, no more fake names. Kelly's in federal prison, her master key collection, now a museum exhibit about HOA abuse and harassment. The block party they throw for us is pure small-town America. Burgers, sparklers, neighbors who once gave us the side eye now shaking my hand. Looking back, yeah, there's pain, anger over deception, fear, betrayal. But there's also justice and a weird kind of peace knowing the system finally worked. My wife chose me, not just the assignment, but the life. If you've ever been on the wrong end of HOA madness or had a neighbor who thought they were above the law, hit that like button, share your wildest stories, and let's talk about what justice really means. Sometimes the only way to beat a master key is with the real key, the truth. Stay sharp, folks, and keep your doors locked.